Because not only did Ludwig invite him knowingly with all that background knowledge and stuff, Ludwig was encouraging him to get more drunk than he already was.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25! Mango just blew a .32.
That is my go.
Hey, everybody!
This is a guy who never fucking drinks. This guy's making this big deal. Like, he sounds like he's fucking 19, bro. He sounds like he's 19 and stole his big brother's breathalyzer. And they're all getting drunk in the basement. He's like, here, you blow. Oh, dude, you got a fucking .25, dude. Oh my God, bro. You're like fucking wrecked, dude. Why everyone suddenly hates Ludwig.
I think Ludwig is a liar. I think he's a snake. And I think he would throw anybody under the bus to avoid a hate threat of his own.
Damn, cue the fight scene.
Fight back! Fight back!
Well guys, it's officially official that the internet hates Ludwig. People are hating on him from platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and even his own YouTube comment section. And today, we're going to talk about why. But before we continue, I want to show you something disturbing. Your phone number, past addresses, even stuff removed to my family or you'll get real damn call block to help. You can try giving yourself a free trial. So a few days ago, Ludwig hosted an event called Beerio Kart, and it's an event where people there are drinking beer and playing the video game Mario Kart. And I'm not gonna lie, I originally thought Ludwig came up with this event, but then
yeah, you know, I actually reacted to that situation with Mango, the Super Smash Brawl player, him getting way too drunk and humping a Toad plushie in front of a few women who did not consent to that. Bro got canceled, dragged on Twitter. I reacted to that. I had to take it down. The video got age restricted. And so it basically, YouTube killed the video. And I was like, might as well take it down. And but apparently this Ludwig guy who threw the event, he's been getting a lot of shit. Let's see. Let's dive deeper.
Went on Reddit and saw some guy talking about it from 15 years ago. Like, that's a little crazy. Anyways, during this drinking game / gaming event, Ludwig invited a bunch of his friends, with one of them in particular called Mango basically being an alcoholic. And I'm not saying he's an alcoholic because I watched a WestJet video and saw him humping a chair that Senna was on.
You're gonna give me a full shot? That's fine.
Is it like good, like we have something or no?
That's disgusting. I still can't. That's still disgusting, man. So cringe. So lame.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Bro, stop. Stop.
Lie, I don't know what he was doing, but I was calling him an alcoholic because Ludwig literally called him an alcoholic.
Mango is like an alcoholic. Mango can drink 30 beers and act the same he does off no beers. He's a machine of a man.
He said he had 7 beers already today.
So based on these two clips, we know
7 beers is fucking nothing, dude. 7 beers is nothing, okay? That is nothing. I could drive to Florida after 7 beers. That is not an excuse for doing what he did. 7 beers is nothing, bro. They're fucking 4% alcohol. God damn it.
know that Mango is a guy that's addicted to alcohol, which is not good. We also know that when he's drunk, he can't really control himself based on Exhibit 1. And from this other clip, we also know that Ludwig, the guy who invited him to the event that's based around alcohol, already knows that he's an addict, which is problem number 1 that a lot of people have an issue with. Because for starters, why would you invite your friend to something that you know is not good for them? Imagine having a friend that's like addicted to gambling and then you offer him a free ride to the casino with you. Like, that's not good at all. And of course, since he can't really handle himself when he's drunk, he's going to either make a fool of himself or do something he might regret while he's being live streamed in front of thousands of people the whole time. And the crazy thing is, that's not even the worst part, because not only did Ludwig invite him knowingly with all that background knowledge and stuff, Ludwig was encouraging him to get more drunk than he already was.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25! Mango just blew a .32.
That is my go.
Hey, everybody!
This is a guy who never fucking drinks. This guy's making this big deal. Like, he sounds like he's fucking 19, bro. He sounds like he's 19 and stole his big brother's fucking breathalyzer. And they're all getting drunk in the basement. He's like, here, you blow. Oh, dude, you got a fucking .25, dude. Oh, my God, bro. You're like fucking wrecked, dude.
Mango just blew a .32!
Just to be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
In terms of the numbers that Ludwig kept saying, like 0.25 or 0.32, I forgot to mention that at this event, Ludwig had a breathalyzer. You know, one of those devices that the cops have when they pull you over to test your alcohol limit. So yeah, he was using one of those to gauge just how drunk people were. And when his friend Mango blew on it, he blew a 0.32. And of course, I'm no expert on alcohol levels and all of that. So I asked ChatGPT, and Chat said blowing a 0.32 on a breathalyzer is extremely dangerous and life-threatening.
Wow, that's a lot, though. That is a lot. 0.3. Shit. That's saying 0.3% of your blood is now alcohol, right? That's a lot.
Reference, the legal limit for driving is a 0.08%, which
Damn.
means Mango blew 4 times the legal limit. And do you know what Ludwig's response was to that information?
Dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Oh, wow.
ChatGPT also said that at a 0.32 blood alcohol content, you may experience vomiting, an inability to stand or walk, slow or irregular breathing, and a high risk.
No, 7 beers is fucking nothing. The fact that he blew a 0.3 off of 7 beers is it's pathetic. I don't know what. Maybe they got some fucking Russian beers or some shit. But 7 beers, that shouldn't. Unless he drank them all back to back to back to back, then okay. But bro, I just went to one of my wife's friends. You know, like my wife's friends had a little event we got invited to. We went. I'm pretty sure I had fucking 7 beers, like easily, in the span of less than 3 hours. I was fine. You know, we were having a great time, cracking jokes. I could have done backflips on a trampoline with ease. So I'm just saying. But then again, I'm Jamaican. We are built differently. I don't know.
Alcohol poisoning and death. But we all know what Ludwig said.
Dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
After this is when he started getting really touchy. Mango then got really close to Senna's face, and I guess she got uncomfortable. So she like playfully asked somebody to stand in between her and him.
Pull me back. Pull me back.
Yo, sorry,
I was seeing the deepest pockets.
See that shit? No, I'm holding it back right now. I'm holding it back.
And even though it was low key, I could definitely see what she was doing. Because I mean, once again, he's a drunk man.
Guys, I'm not 6'7". It's like I'm more like 6'7.5". Okay, all right, let's get it straight. More like 6'7.5".
4 times the legal limit. Nothing good can come from him being in your face. I also forgot to mention that he did harass some other girls at the event, but because of YouTube guidelines, we're not going to show that.
I thought you were Mango. I got confused.
You from behind. Get on me. Oh my god. He thrust so nicely.
The true face of defeat. After this event and insane display of drunkery, Mango was then dropped by his gaming organization, Cloud9. And I'm not gonna lie, if I got dropped by Cloud9, I would be sobbing. We are aware of the recent incident involving Joseph Mango and fully acknowledge the concerns raised by our community and partners. Regardless of tenure or accomplishments, the behavior demonstrated is entirely unacceptable and directly conflicts with our organization's core values. We maintain a zero tolerance stance regarding harassment or any other form of inappropriate conduct. So yeah, basically he got cooked for how we acted on the event and the stream. And you know what? That's valid. Organizations have rules and he broke them. But do you know who else came out and condemned Mango's actions? Ludwig, the same guy that was getting him more drunk.
So I feel really bad about that. And, you know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events.
You know, when I first saw this situation and I saw this clip of him saying he wouldn't invite anybody to future events, I was like, yeah, of course not. Bro can't handle his liquor. But now I'm realizing this dude was actively trying to get him as intoxicated as possible. So you have to share some of that responsibility, but he's a bitch. He's a sellout. He's throwing his friend under the bus because of, him fucking up in part because, dude, you pushed him to keep drinking more and more and more. I get why the internet is what I'm saying, giving you shit right now because you threw your friend under the bus after you egged him on to do something that you knew he had a problem with. And then not only do you throw him under the bus by not taking any responsibility, you say he's banned? You get this dude drunk as fuck and then you ban him? Yeah, no, that's some whole nigga activity. I cannot lie.
Cause it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like the whole point of an event is like it's a fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing. Now I see a lot of dialogue on like broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's only worried about himself. Oh, did I take my alcoholic friend, push him past what was a reasonable point of intoxication? Throw him under the bus? Yeah, I did all those things, but I don't give a fuck. As long as my money don't get fucked up. Oh, did he get dropped from his team? Is he about to lose a lot of money, a lot of fans because of my actions? Yes, but I don't give a fuck. As long as my money don't get fucked up. Truly, L-mans.
I don't speak for the Melee community. I'm not like...
So in a nutshell, Ludwig invited a guy he knew was an alcoholic, encouraged him to drink more, celebrated when he was 4 times the legal limit, watched him get kicked out of his gaming organization, and then basically just kicked him to the curb and told him he cannot come back to any events. What a masterclass in snakeology, bro. That is absolute cinema. And luckily, a lot of people on Twitter also see what's really going on here, with some people tweeting out, Ludwig used Mango for content and then threw him in the trash. Scumbag invited him to a drinking event when he knows how he gets. Ludwig has always been a spineless grifter, by the way. This should come as no surprise. And just saying, I want to make this obvious, I'm not saying this is solely Ludwig's fault. Of course, it still 100% falls on Mango.
Definitely. You can't blame it on the alcohol, my guy.
At the end of the day, he's the only
7 beers, nothing.
One that's responsible for himself. However, I also feel like Ludwig is a terrible friend to Mango.
I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this again. Ludwig, you are just as at fault for what happened on that day when you invite your friend, a known alcoholic, to your party where you will know that his weaknesses, that his vices will be there, and you don't get him kind of drunk. You get him 4 times past the legal limit, double blackout drunk, near fatal levels of intoxication. You point the camera at him, you say, good job, do more. And then you don't make sure he's okay at all. The guy could have died, guys. And I think it's a joke.
Yeah, at 7 beers, the worst thing I'm doing is saying shit I shouldn't be saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll start saying shit I shouldn't fucking be saying. Nothing creepy or weird, just like, sometimes, like you would roast people that you wouldn't normally roast, shit like that.
That we're not making the proper people be accountable here.
You know what? Even if WestJet says he's 37, I still agree with him. But back onto the topic, the situation got so bad on Twitter that even Mango's wife started tweeting about it, saying things like, hope you enjoy your grace for banning Mango while encouraging him to get fucking wasted. You Lud. And a bunch of other tweets that aren't very friendly towards Ludwig. And shortly after this, I don't know if she took down her account herself or it was banned, but her account isn't online anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing all of this play out, I can definitely understand why they have this hate for Ludwig now. Because essentially, Mango's life has been ruined. He got dropped from his organization and he got banned on Twitch. And the person encouraging him to drink, which is Ludwig, also banned him from coming to any of his future events. while at the same time now distancing himself from Mango, basically acting like he had nothing to do with the situation, even though it was all live streamed. So let me know what you guys think down below, if Ludwig should take accountability or if this is completely on Mango. And for me, I think it's a bit of both, but definitely be sure to put your thoughts down below.
Yeah, now definitely Mango cannot be absolved of responsibility in this situation. Bro was a fucking weirdo. And you can't use alcohol as an excuse. If that was the case, so many people wouldn't be in jail right now. So many people made terrible, horrible decisions because they were under the influence of alcohol. You still have to be held accountable. But Ludwig is an L-mans for what he did. Truly a hoe-ass nigga. No doubt about it.